my friend, welcome. I'm your presenter and the host of one of the most amazing chick trips and women's retreats that there has ever been. And I want to share with you some of the reasons why we decided to put this very unique opportunity together for women just like you. Hi, I'm Janet. I'm a quantum healing practitioner, and I'm also a soul self-restoration coach. I help women tap into their true soul self and their inner potential, so that they can use that for intuitive healing in their physical bodies. You know, one of the things that I hear the most over and over from women every single day as they come into my office and as they work with me over the phone is, I feel empty. I feel lost. I feel alone. I feel like I'm the shell of the woman that I once was, or even the person that I once was. Some people even use the words aimless, hopeless. A lot of women feel tired, they feel drained, they feel like the stresses of daily normal life is just pulling and sucking the life right out of them. And it's really difficult to cope when you're dealing with such heavy responsibilities and burdens that are placed on your shoulders. And when I hear women say that, I know that they've been so far deeply yanked off of their soul path, their soul mission. They don't know really who they are on a spirit level. They don't know how to tap into their own divinity. And that's what I want to help you do. That's what I want to help you to accomplish. After 25 years of struggling with chronic autoimmune illnesses and pain, I finally broke down and went into total adrenal failure. And that was when I experienced an out-of-body brush with death. And that was the time that I got to witness for myself my own divinity. And I think that every soul, every woman especially, needs to have the privilege and opportunity of seeing into the deeper levels of their being, seeing beyond the physical flesh, the mortal body, what the world programs us to believe that we should be, or who we should be, or what we should look like, or how we should act in order to be acceptable and in order to fit in. In that moment, I saw my own divine, highest, most glorious, beautiful self. And it didn't look anything like my physical body. I really, really wanted to maintain what I had experienced stepping into the essence of who I really was. And I came to learn later on, years down the road, after working with my own personal health coach, that divinity that I witnessed was the exact component. It was the secret that was going to heal my body of every illness that I've ever had, including allergies, chronic fatigue, fibromyalgia, autoimmune illnesses, chronic pain, migraines, anxiety, and depression. And I now stand before you as a woman who feels like she's aged backwards because I learned how to re-tap into that divine, amazing, infinite intelligence inside of me. And that, my friends, is what heals the physical body. One of the things that I learned when I was getting my certification, my degree in quantum energy transformation, as I went through that program, I started to discover, you know what, this is exactly supporting the experiences that I had when I popped out of the body and witnessed myself on a different level. And I learned that that's where you go to tap into spontaneous, intuitive healing. If you want to restore your soul, if you want to restore what you feel like you've lost, that emptiness that you feel inside, you want to fill that back up again, then you've got to connect with who you really are and what you came here to give. And once you do that, you start cleaning that stuff up, I can promise you this, ladies, that has a biological consequence to it. And the way that you feel about yourself is intricately connected to your biology and your physiology. So when you experience health problems and health challenges and even problems in your marriage and in your bank account and in your work experiences and in your external life, all of that stuff is directly, intimately connected to the way that you feel about yourself. So what I've done is I've created a program and a process that I take people through. I do private coaching with women all of the time. And one of the most profound experiences for women is to come to know who they really are and what they came here to give. That's called connecting with your true soul self and getting put back onto your true soul path, and that's what I call that. And this trip, this women's retreat, sisters trip, best friends retreat, whatever you want to call it, is all about that. It's all about you. It's all about you learning how to connect with the essence that lives inside of you and learning how to tap into that to the point where you can literally affect the biology in your physical body. You see, the soul has a soul path. It has an agenda. It knows exactly who it is and what it wants to come here to either have, be, do, or experience. Imagine tapping into the deeper levels of yourself to the point where you feel such peace, you don't know what to do with it all. You feel so much bliss, and you are allowed to slow down and just enjoy life as life pulls you along instead of you having to push through and make it all happen. Imagine what that would be like, to just relax and enjoy what life is showing you and teaching you. Those are the feelings that come when you really truly tap into your inner divine self, your essence, and you get put back onto your soul path. If you notice somewhere in the description on this page, you're going to see 10 words that begin with the letter R. And you can scroll through and take a look at some of those words, but those words are powerful, and they lie at the core of what I want to have happen on this women's retreat, this trip that we're going to go on together. So today I want to outline 3 of the top most important reasons why you should book this trip and get your girlfriends to come along with you. Number 1, first reason is women need other women. We do. We need each other. There are experiences you can have with your best friends when you can let your hair down and just be your silly self, that you can have with your best girlfriends that you really can't have anywhere else with anyone else. So that's number 1. Women need other women. 2, comfort and comfortability. It's really difficult to bare your soul to complete strangers, but it's not so hard to do when you're in the presence of friends and you feel a bond and this sacred bond of trust that you have with your best friends. So I want you to kind of consider, who is your best friend? Who would you like to invite to come with you on this experience? Do you want your mother to come, your sisters to come? Maybe you have a group of close personal friends that you go to lunch with every day, or every week, or every month. Think about that. Who are your best friends? Who would you love to engage in this powerful soul restoration process? And who would you feel most comfortable doing that with? And the third reason is that women need a sense of unity and sisterhood and camaraderie. We need to be able to feel like we can come together as a sisterhood and support one another in our struggles and also in our triumphs without the way the world does it. Because what the world does, especially as women, is we look each other up and down and we judge each other. And we put ourselves either above somebody else or below somebody else. And I don't want that. I want us to come together as a sisterhood in unity and peace and camaraderie, so we can put our arms around each other and really support each other in this sacred bond of sisterhood and womanhood. The fourth reason why I put this trip together for you guys is you need to unplug. Women have a really hard time nurturing themselves. They have a really hard time setting aside time to take good care of and nourish and replenish the soul. And so I want to give you an opportunity, a powerful opportunity, because you're going to invest in yourself and you're going to invest in the time to break away, unplug from the daily grind and the daily stresses that hold you back and weigh you down and that feel so heavy on you at times that you lose touch with who you are. This is going to be a powerful experience of replenish, rejuvenate, and you're going to do it in a very luxurious setting. What better place to do it than on a cruise ship where all of your meals are amazing, where you're pampered 24/7, where all of your needs are being met, and where you have a coach like me to walk you through some really powerful, intuitive healing and soul restoration tools and techniques to help you tap back into that inner essence that you have within there without having to die to do it. I want to take you away from your stresses and your problems and your dramas, and I want to immerse you in love and sisterhood and harmony and unity, and also some healing techniques that will absolutely change your life. I want you to come away from this trip feeling a greater sense of empowerment, standing in your own sovereignty, and also feeling free enough to speak your own truth out into the world without apologizing for who you are. I want you to become a better version of yourself so that you can go home and give the best part of yourself out into the world, to your friends, to your family, to your significant other. You need this. And likely there are others who are going to be on this trip and in this event who need you as well. I want to share with you a little story before I let you go. And that story is, last year I took my daughters and my sister-in-law on an amazing excursion. We spent a week on a road trip and we drove all the way to Las Vegas. And then we went to the California coast, and then we went to Disneyland, and then we went to the ocean. And we had the week of a lifetime. And as we departed from our original place where we left from, and we were driving down the freeway, actually wasn't even a freeway, it was just a little tiny highway out in the middle of nowhere, just past Jackpot, Nevada. We had the open roads ahead of us, and we had the windows down, and we were singing to the top of our lungs all these show tunes and music that we loved, and my daughter screamed out in the back, "This trip would not be the same if the guys were here." And I thought about that, and as much as I love my husband and my 4 sons, she was right. This was an amazing, powerful experience where women could connect with women. And you know what? For the first time in my life, I wasn't the mom, right? I was one of the girls. I could let my hair down. And it was an experience that I don't think I've ever had before with my daughters. I've always just been the mom, right? Responsible for all of their needs being met. And on this trip, we were equal partners. My sister-in-law was there with us, and we stayed in a very luxurious hotel. We ate at very nice, luxurious restaurants, and we pampered ourselves. And we had the time of our lives. And I can't tell you the feeling of just liberation and freedom and sovereignty that I went home with. I felt like a better version of myself. And I went home thinking, you know what, for heaven's sakes, I'm 47 years old. Why have I waited so long to allow this best part of myself to come forward and to come to the surface? Why did I wait so long to nurture myself and bring this part of myself out in me? I needed that road trip. I needed that chick trip. I needed a time to really connect with my inner femininity and the essence of who I am without feeling any restraint. As girls, we danced, we sang, we laughed our heads off all the way there and all the way back home. We had such a good time. We let our hair down. We did facials. We did mud masks. It was a really amazing experience, and one that I hope to have again soon. But when we left to come home on the road trip home, I thought to myself, you know what? Women need this. Women need other women. Women need to unplug from the daily grind, the stresses that hold you back and weigh you down, that pull you and yank you so far out of your soul path that you don't recognize who you are anymore. We need a chance to unplug from life and to rejuvenate our souls and replenish what we've lost. And so that is the purpose behind why I put this chick trip together for you guys. I really hope that you feel motivated and the desire to come with us. Now, a couple things to keep in mind. We're only keeping our numbers of who we're bringing on board with us to a small limited amount because I want this to be close and intimate. I want it to be a group where we can develop lifelong, eternal friendships with one another. And even if you don't bring your best friend with you on this trip, I want you to feel like you're going to come away from the trip having 40 or 50 other best friends that you've just connected with. And that's the experience that I want us to have together. So if this resonates with you and you know that you need this, then number one, I want to make it easy for you. We've given you some really cool bonuses. Watch for those. Look at them down below on the page where you go to click the button. But look at the bonuses. I don't want you to miss out on that because some of the bonuses are really awesome. And then also, I want to make this as easy on you and on your pocketbook as I possibly can. Because I know that sometimes it takes a little bit of sacrifice on our behalf to put these things into place and to make it happen. And so I want it to be easy for you to set aside the resources so that you can come with us. And that is the main reason why I've launched this website a year in advance, so that you've got an entire year to work towards your goal of paying this off before you come. Now, all that's required of you today is that when you click the button, it's going to take you to another page where you'll fill out a form and get yourself registered. There's going to be a small deposit that you'll put onto this trip to secure your spot so that you don't lose your place and so that you're assured that you're coming with us. And then you'll just make some modest monthly payments in order for you to reach your goal and get to the point where it's completely paid off by the time you board the ship with us. So keep those things in mind. And before I let you go, one last thing is this. I want to talk about time and money. Money will come and go. It replenishes itself. Time does not. Money is like an energy. It flows in like a river. It flows out. When it flows out, it has a tendency to come right back in. Time does not. Once time is over, it's over. And I wish that somebody had sat me down and shared this with me when I was going through my health challenges and my struggles, because I spent 25 years of my life in struggle, in coping mode, in just trying to get by, so far yanked off of my soul path and out of my own divinity. I had no idea who I was, and I was suffering mightily with that. That stuff has biological consequences. So I would ask you this: what kind of a life do you want to live, and how much longer are you going to wait to discover what you can do about that, to really tap into it? So I encourage you, don't let money be an obstacle. Don't. When I took my little trip with my daughters, it cost me a little bit of money to do that. And my husband and I had to make a sacrifice in order to do that. But he was willing to sacrifice on my behalf, and I was willing to stand up for myself and say, I need this. I really need you to support me in it. And this is something that I want, and I feel very strongly that I need it. And we made it work. We just made it work. And you know what? I don't regret it. I don't look back on that saying, well, that was the biggest waste of my money. I will never regret doing that. In fact, my thought and my feeling when we came back from that trip was, why didn't we do this sooner? Why did we let money get in the way? So just remember, money comes and goes. It flows into your life. It flows out of your life. It's replenishable. Time is not. You can't get this time back. Please don't waste another minute feeling lost and empty and alone and full of despair, or feeling heavy and weighed down by the challenges that beset you. Unplug from your life, replenish, rejuvenate, restore yourself. Do you know that if you go read in the Bible, even Jesus Christ took time away from the masses where he could replenish and restore and rejuvenate himself? And that's what I want you to have on this trip. So go push the button right now, get yourself registered, make your small down payment, and let's get going. And I also want you to think about, who do you want to have come with you? I highly encourage you to bring a sister, a friend, a kindred spirit, someone you feel very connected to and close to, that you want to share this rejuvenating, healing, amazing, soul-connecting experience with. And we'll see you at boarding. Remember, we're going to close this down at 40 women. So you're going to want to act quickly, because these spots are going to fill up fast and the bonuses are going to disappear before you know it. So get yourself registered, and I can't wait to connect with you, my new best friend. Talk to you soon. Bye.